welcome to week 4, day 5 of our Build Balance Momentum program. Can you believe we're already halfway through this program? I hope you're feeling strong, flexible, and just empowered by your own body and discipline. I'm hoping this has been such a fun journey for you so far, and we still have a month left to go. So I'm really hoping you bring your all and really enjoy yourself during this final month of the program. But today is our last yoga practice of this first month, and our posture of the day is Warrior 3 pose. So a little bit of a balancing act. So we're just gonna jump on in today. You'll need a couple blocks because we'll be using these to support ourselves in a few of the postures. And let's get started. We're gonna start out in child's pose today. So you all know the drill. Big toes together, knees nice and wide, and we're just gonna walk our hands out. Feel free to even tent the fingers and really feel a stretch through the shoulders and chest as you pull your chest through towards the mat. And then you can settle into your child's pose, resting your frontal lobe on the mat. Feel free to set an intention for your class today, or even just for the day. So that may be being a little more present and tuning into your breath. Or it may be an intention set for the whole month, like sticking to your workout plan or making a routine at the beginning of each week. Whatever intention you would like to set, I welcome you to set it at this moment. And then we're going to just take a few deep breaths here before we begin our practice today. So deep inhale, nice exhale out through the nose or the mouth, whichever is most comfortable for you. And a deep inhale and exhale. Just return to your normal breathing. Now think about engaging your hands as if you're about to claw the mat towards you. And use that idea of clawing the mat towards you to actually propel yourself up into tabletop posture. So actively, isometrically pull your hands until you come up into tabletop. We're going to start with a couple cat-cows today. So inhale, drop your chest towards the mat as you bring your gaze forward. Exhale as you puff up through the back of the back, tucking your chin in towards your chest. Inhale, pulling your chest through your biceps. Exhale, push the mat away, rounding out that upper back. Inhale. Do one more. This time, balance on your right knee as you bring your left knee up and tap your left knee to your right elbow, and then extend them back. Extend your left leg back and your right arm forward. So it's like Warrior 3 in tabletop posture. Exhale, crunch that knee towards your elbow. Inhale, send them out, gaze forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. And drop. Now we'll raise our right hand, or our left hand and our right knee. So let's exhale, crunch. Inhale, out, extending. Exhale. Actively engaging your abs on this crunch. Inhale. Exhale. Knee to elbow. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do one more inhale here. And then exhale, let's drop it to the mat. Tuck your toes under and send those sit bones back as we come into downward facing dog.
Feel free to pedal out those legs. And just take a couple deep breaths in this posture. Bring your elbows out wide and then wrap them under. So we wrap our triceps, widening out our shoulder blades. Pressing through the index finger of your fingers, remember, so not dumping our weight into our wrists in this posture. And think about actively lengthening your spine. Now put a slight micro bend in your knees, and we're gonna see if we can jump towards the front of our mat. And if you're too, feel like you're not able to jump to your mat, you can simply tiptoe there or lunge there if you'd like. But if you can, try to just get a nice light jump. So actively think about being light on your feet so you're not clumping forward. So let's put a nice generous bend in our knees here. Bring our gaze between our fingertips. Deep inhale and exhale. See if you can lightly lunge your legs in between your hands. Good. Again, you can tiptoe forward if that's a little easier for you. Inhale, we're going to halfway lift. Spine lengthened. Exhale, forward fold. You can keep a nice generous micro bend in the knees if you want. Resting your head towards your knees. We're going to slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll up to mountain posture. So slow, let your arms and your head hang heavy. And then once you get to the top, raise your head. We step towards the front of our mat into mountain posture. So catch our breath here, knees or feet under our knees, palms open to the front of our mats. Let's relax our shoulders down. And just find our center of gravity in this pose. We're going to bring our weight into our right foot as we inhale our left leg up, grabbing our knee and pulling it towards our chest. Warrior 3 is a balancing posture, so feel free to have a chair handy. We're not jumping into it just yet, but feel free to put a chair next to you if you feel like that would help you. Otherwise, we'll also be using our blocks. Bring your knee in and see if you can slowly almost put a micro bend in that front knee. See if you can just send that leg back and down towards the mat. Place your hands onto the mat, straighten out that front leg, and see if you can pull it back into Warrior 3. Warrior 3. Downward, three-legged downward facing dog. This is not Warrior 3. Not yet. Now bend that back leg, or bend that up, the leg that's up, and bend the other leg to come to kind of like hovering tabletop with your right leg in the air, and then send it back into three-legged dog. Inhale here. Exhale, bend those knees towards the mat, keeping that right foot hovering, and then exhale, three-legged dog. Extend that leg back and out. Inhale. Exhale, drop those knees once again, still hovering. And bring it back up. This time, bend that leg, bend your right knee and bring it up in between your hands once again. Tenting those fingers, pulling that weight into that front leg. See if you can hop that back leg up. Come up to rising. This is where a chair might be handy. And tuck your knee in towards your chest. Feel free to take a moment at this time to bring your blocks into third position in front of you if you think you'll need them. This is for a supported Warrior 3. If you're already a pro at Warrior 3, then don't even worry about it. You'll be fine. So let's bring our knee back up now.
Deep inhale. Exhale, let's send it back. This time we're not planting it on the mat. We are simply bringing it up into Warrior 3 position. We're going to use our blocks as support here for supported Warrior 3. Flex those back toes towards your shins. And we're trying to see if we can bring it parallel to the mat. And I am very bad at telling where my body is like in space. So I'm hoping that I'm kind of keeping it parallel to make sure I'm showing you guys correctly, but you get the drift. So we're gonna kind of straighten out our spine here. So inhale, almost like you would a halfway lift. Good. And you can keep a nice micro bend in that front leg if you need to. Let's exhale, come back up to standing. Tucking that knee in towards the chest. Inhale. Exhale, let's do it again. Dropping our hands towards the blocks. Exhaling that leg out, strong, feet flexed. Try not to open up our hip. We're gonna kind of keep our hips pointed towards the mat. You notice the difference? And so we don't want this, we want nice and squared to the mat. Maybe you extend your arms out behind you. Whoop. It's okay if you lose balance. I'm not very good at this. And then we'll drop them back to our blocks. Come back up to standing. Deep inhale. Exhale, let's send it back. Maybe you bring your arms back straight behind you. Maybe you extend them overhead. I'm gonna move so just in case I'm getting cut off by the camera here. Strong front leg. Straighten out that spine. Arms extended overhead, or you can still be using your blocks if you need to. And exhale. And back up. Hugging your knee towards your chest. Inhale. Exhale, let's extend it back, this time dropping it to the mat. We are going to come into Warrior 2. So strong front leg. Right heel in line with your back arch. So see if you can just check yourself. Nice long, strong line here. Arms out wide. Gaze over those front fingertips. Inhale, straighten out that front leg. Rise up, bring your arms overhead. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Warrior 2. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring our arms in prayer. Come up onto the toes of the back leg. Bend that front leg. And let's bring that left elbow towards the outside of our right knee. Keeping palms in prayer here. You can hop that back leg in just a little bit if it's a little too uncomfortable, a little too wide for you. Extend that left hand towards the mat. As you inhale, your right arm up towards the sky. And then you can stay in this posture, or if you're feeling up to it, you can really press through that front knee and come up to standing. Arms out wide. It's like revolved crescent lunge. Now you can bend your right arm as you come back up into Warrior 2. We're going to straighten out that front leg, come into a wide stance. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, palms in prayer. Let's hinge at the hips here, keeping our spine long. As we lower ourselves about parallel to the mat. Couple deep breaths. At this time, you can grab your blocks and bring them over to the other side of the mat. And we are going to come into mountain. So walk your hands over to that left leg, come into plank. Bring that left leg back and send it back into downward facing dog. Let's do it on the other side.
So catch your breath here in downward facing dog. Once again, we are going to put a nice micro bend on our knees and see if we can jump forward, bringing our feet in between our hands softly. We don't want to be like, you know, an elephant jumping. We want to feel nice and graceful, like we have control over our jumps. And if this is just out of reach, again, feel free to simply tiptoe to the front or lunge to the front of your mat. So we want to bring our gaze forward. So gaze right where we want our feet to go. Inhale. Exhale. Slight jump forward, landing softly. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Get a slight micro bend in the knees. Let's slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower or rise up to standing. Head and arms hanging heavy. And then roll your shoulders back into mountain posture. There's something uneven under my mat. I can tell. Let's bring our right knee up towards our chest, so bring your weight into that left leg. Knee up to our chest. Inhale. Exhale, let's slowly and controlled send it back towards the back of the mat. Dropping our hands to the mat, straightening out that left leg, and see if we can pull it up into three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale as you bend both knees, bringing your knees to a hovering tabletop, keeping that left leg or left foot off the mat. Exhale, or inhale it back up. Exhale, drop both knees towards the mat. Inhale it back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, drop the knees towards the mat. Inhale it back up. Exhale, bend that left knee and bring it up in between your hands. Dropping it in between your hands. Pulling your weight into that leg, maybe even tenting your fingers. Use it to hop that front or that right leg up and see if you can rise up. It's okay if you drop your foot and come into a standing knee to chest pose. Inhale. Exhale, send that right leg back and grab your blocks, extending your leg. I'm going to scoot back so you can see. Extending that leg as if it was in Warrior 3. This is supported Warrior 3. Again, flexing those toes, so pulling those toes in towards your shins, keeping a slight micro bend in that front leg. Inhale, spine long. Exhale, bring that knee back. Rise up to standing, knee to chest. Inhale. Exhale, shoot that leg back. Dropping our hands towards our blocks. Maybe, if you're feeling comfortable, you can extend them out back. Still keeping a strong front leg. There can be a bend in it, that's okay. Inhale it back up to rising, knee to chest. Exhale, send it back. Maybe this time you bring your arms overhead. You can grab a chair if you need to, or you can stay in supported Warrior 3. Pull that back heel up towards the ceiling, and then send it back, knee to chest. Inhale. Exhale, extend that back leg slowly, this time dropping it to the mat. Coming into Warrior 2, you can step that front leg, or that left leg I should say, out a little more. Bend that knee. Bring your arms up to your sides.
left heel in line with the arch of your right foot. Gaze over your left fingertips. Inhale, rise up, arms overhead, straightening that left knee. Exhale, fold into warrior two. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. This time, drop, bend that knee, bring your arms into prayer. Fold it over, flipping that right heel up, dropping that right elbow to the outer edge of your left knee, and opening up the chest into this revolve crescent lunge here. One deep breath. Maybe drop your right hand towards the mat. Inhale your left arm up. Maybe even rise up now. Then bend that left knee. Nice and strong, active pose. You can bring your left arm down towards the mat. Bring your right arm down, drop that heel again. And then extend that leg. And let's see if we can drop our bum towards the right side of our mat. Feel free to grab a block here again. If you would like a little booster, you can keep it like this. We're gonna do a bind, so inhale, arms out wide, binding the arms behind the back, hands clasping. You don't need to use the block. This is just if you would like a little more help getting into this posture. Feel like you're opening up your shoulders, bringing your back, gaze towards the left side of the body. And release your hands, plant them. Use your weight to lift yourself up and then drop down to the other side. Use a block if you'd like, otherwise come into a seated posture next to your leg. Inhale your arms out and back, binding them, opening up the shoulders, gaze towards your right side now. Breathe. Don't be too much hunch. Really open up, spine long, core engaged. And release your hands. This time straightening out that left leg to join your right. Bringing your arms, your wrists underneath your shoulders. Bringing those knees up towards your butt. And inhale up into reverse tabletop posture. Breathe through this. Maybe you do a little dip. You can even bend your triceps to get a little more muscle activation. Bring it up again. Shoulders down and wide, pushing your pelvis towards the ceiling. Maybe you straighten out your legs into a reverse plank. You can flex your toes towards your legs, or you can kind of flex them or extend them towards the mat. And then let's drop the booty towards the mat. Bring that butt forward and let's just kind of roll back. Nice and gentle here. When you straighten out those legs, grasp your hamstrings with your hands. Maybe even if you're flexible, you can grasp towards your ankles and just kind of pull your legs up and over over your head. Try to keep that tailbone on the mat, or the lower back on the mat, I should say, so not like flinging your body, but keeping that lower back on the mat. You can even use a strap around your feet if you'd like. And let's just hold it in this posture, breathing. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend those knees and bring those knees towards your chest. Another couple of deep breaths. Maybe you rock your spine back and forth, giving it a gentle massage. Maybe you bring your knees over to the left side, guiding them with your left hand. Opening up that right arm towards the right side, gaze following your right fingertips. Bring those knees back up to center, this time bringing them over to the right side. Outstretching your left hand, gaze following. And bring them over. This time extending your legs out for Shavasana into corpse pose. Arms relaxed, legs relaxed. Just releasing yourself into the mat. Try to return to your normal breathing. Maybe you bring your mind back to that intention you set at the beginning of class. And envision yourself engaging with that intention and putting it forth into the world. And living that intention. And then returning back to your normal breath.